Matamu.
It's the Matamu podcast. And we're back with a guest. Paddy, why are you looking at me like that? You say hi.
I was waiting for you to go say, today we are here with a very special guest. And you know how podcast it's like everybody's a special guest. No.
Listen.
We're here with the dominator of the world.
So you listen first.
Yes.
For us podcasters, everybody is special.
No, man,
Yes.
I don't like that.
No, because
Then call me. We are here with a very evil guest. I like that title.
Okay, we are here with somebody who thinks that he's a dominator.
Yes, indeed. Hey, if I believe in myself, that's your own problem.
Yeah, the rest of us will just fall in line, right? Karibu sana, Paddy. Welcome to the Matamu podcast. And this episode is going to be winged. It's going to be wang. It's going to be winged and wang.
I like the title of the food.
Thank you. No, the food. Today we're actually going to talk about Mashakuras. Or the foods. Mashakuras.
Winging it.
Yeah, we're just going to wing it. Eh? So, Paddy, before we start winging it, please tell us about yourself.
Oh, do you know what just came to my mind? I am the stone that the builder refused. I am a visual and inspiration. Sorry, guys. Hi.
I just choke out, guys. Like it seems this happens a lot.
My name is Paddy. Paddy Geddy on every other socials. Geddy is short for Gideon with an E, not an I.
I didn't know that.
No, it is actually.
Gideon.
Yes, it's Gedion. My mom was a rebel. That's your white man's Bible telling us Gideon is Gi. No, flip E and I.
I see where you got it from.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Paddy Geddy.
Now you know I'm going to be calling you Gideon.
It's cool, man.
Yeah?
I have guys calling me Gideon, Geddy, Jedi, Ruins of Geddy, Giddy, Paddington Bear, Padraig. Oh, good. So I'm used to it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Gideon do?
Oh, Gideon is many things.
Mm-hmm.
I am a photographer, web developer, DIY.
Yeah.
Do I have to say what I went to school and studied?
No, you don't have to. Thankfully.
Thank
And
you.
later on in the podcast, Mr. Geddy here is going to give us more about what he's been getting up to most recently. But for now, let's jump into it. One pot meals, aka Mashakuras, aka those things, the things. So what's a one pot meal? In all of our cultures around the world, there's this version of a one pot meal. It's the cozy, it's the familiar, it's the easy thing because they make life easy, right?
True.
With one pot meals, you just have one pot. That's it. There's no, mise en place. There's no, it's just that one pot, everything gets thrown in there, and what comes out is balanced because you'll have your starches, you'll have your proteins, you'll have your vegetables all rolled up into one very happy dish, okay?
Indeed.
And the Italians have the risotto, the Spanish, the paella, the French, the cassoulet, the Americans, the pot pie. I think it's called a pot pie.
No, why are you looking at me like
You wouldn't know. It's fine.
I'm black.
The South Africans have the pot G, and the Kenyans have the pilaunjeri.
Amongst others.
A.k.a. Mashakuras, amongst other things.
Yes.
And it's usually a heavy vessel, right? Dutch oven, a skillet, or a tagine, and everything gets thrown in there, and the flavors combine to produce sometimes something really extraordinary. Now, hardcore has it that everything must be in there.
Yes.
Some on some sides you'll have something on the side, right? So like with the pot G, sometimes you'll have like a fried bread on the side.
Fancy.
With the paella, they will actually even give you bread with a paella. But the hardcore guys are like everything is in there, and serving bread on the side is cheating.
Nah, the only thing you get is a plate.
Just that's it.
Nothing on the side.
So why are one pot meals popular, right? Not everybody has the time to prepare, right? You sometimes all you just have is just here are the ingredients, here is the pot, and you just want to throw everything in there. And it's important to keep a balanced diet, so that's why you throw everything in there,
in the same pot,
right?
Yeah.
And cleanup is kept to a minimum because it's just one pot. All you need is just the pot and whatever you'll serve it with, like your dishes.
Yes.
And probably a cutting board and a knife, of course, because you have to chop things.
Yep.
And they are very ideal actually for batch cooking. Like you can cook a lot of it and then freeze and unfreeze when you need it, right? So that's probably why one pot meals are very, very popular.
Elsewhere, not in Kenya.
No, in Kenya they're very popular.
They're popular for other reasons. Not to put in fridges. No.
Why are they popular in Kenya? Tell us.
Saves time, man. Saves time. I mean, how many guests do I have coming? Okay. How many kgs of meat do I have? Okay. So Jerry, bring the potatoes. Boom. Carrots. Bam, bam, bam. Choppity chop. It's like the way I always picture how they make that stuff is a cauldron. Yes.
Cauldron
of the storybooks.
Yes, those ones.
Somebody with a kapanga just chopping.
Throwing
it in there. Chop. And then somebody else just stirring rhythmically and they're humming something.
Yes.
You know, go shone, shosho, hey ya. Ta, wah. Guys are dancing around. Boomba, shamba, boomba. Then somebody just throws like an onion, cut it into half, throw it in there. Umami.
It sounds like we're putting a portion recipe out
Dude,
there.
Mashakura is a portion, man. You either love it or you hate it. So it's either love portion or hate. Oh no.
Now you see, there's like the gumbo, which is the Cajun version of a one pot meal, right? So like gumbo, it's literally just whatever they have. Of course, starting with the Holy Trinity, which is your carrots, bell peppers, and your onions, which is usually white onions.
Yeah.
Then once that has simmered down, then you now just throw in whatever else you have around you. So kama ni prawns, unarusha potatoes, unarusha
gumbo with prawns.
Yeah, there's a prawn gumbo.
Prawn gumbo.
Yeah.
Quite fishy, isn't it? Thank you. We'll be taking jobs now. My stand-up comedy life has
Please go to YouTube. Please go to YouTube and see how much tired came out of my brain.
He just doesn't get the joke. Ladies and gentlemen.
At all.
We have a case of somebody being a little bit slow there.
So now, sometimes, yes, they will put prawns. Sometimes they'll put chicken. Sometimes they'll put whatever game they can find, you know, into a gumbo. You have the cassoulets. Same thing, more or less, in French. I just realized what I just said. It's the same thing in French. But technically it is, right? So yeah, just, you know, white beans, some onions, then some game or fish thrown in there. You have your fajitas, your burritos, which is just vegetables, meat thrown into a tortilla. You know?
It is actually.
Yeah.
What?
So like one pot meals, man, they go everywhere. Your lasagna is a one pot meal.
Indeed.
You know, it's a form of mashakuras.
That I agree.
You know,
it's just that it's fancy.
It's just fancy, but otherwise it's just a one pot meal. But let's talk about pot G. So pot G is South African.
How do you spell pot G? Like pot G.
It's Potjie.
Damn it.
Yeah, and that's the singular. In plural, it's potjikos. So those are your potjikos.
Paddy's making a face later.
You didn't get that one. Moving on swiftly. So the pot, actually, the pot it's cooked out of is called a pot G, and then the dish is called a potjikos. Right?
Okay.
It was brought over from the Netherlands to South Africa in 17th century. It's named after the Dutch oven. Okay, it's descended from the Dutch oven,
it's
right?
named after the Dutch oven.
It's descended from the Dutch oven.
Yep.
And it's found all over Southern Africa. It's not just South Africa. You have Ilitamba sana. So it's just like it's a cast iron, round, three-legged cauldron that you just throw whatever is, and it's because like traditionally the voortrekkers. I am so proud of myself that I said that right.
I don't even know what you said, but it felt like you said it right.
I said it right?
Yeah.
So the voortrekkers were the pioneer Dutch folk who came over from the Netherlands, right? Yeah. So when they came around, what they would do is that they would shoot wild game. And at the end of the day, just throw it into the pot. So whatever is already in the pot would be removed, and then new stuff is thrown in there.
In the pot.
So, but then you'd have that remaining flavor that would ongeza and make it fantastic. And the whole idea of a potjiko is that it's a communal cooking event, right? It's not just the food itself. So you'll have people will come with whatever they have, probably a lot of alcohol.
Hopefully.
And they'll heat the fire, of course, and put in some cooking oil into the pot.
Yeah.
And then now throw in the meat so that the meat can brown.
Yeah.
Once that's lightly browned, then you put in some alcohol, probably like an old brown sherry or a beer. And then the Africana cooks will actually keep it pretty bland. Okay, sorry, they're conservative. Mm-hmm. So you just put like garlic and salt, and that's over. But then other people will put other spices depending on what they feel like, right? Then you throw in your potatoes, everything else, probably a bit of maize, probably a bit of everything that you can find, anything you can find. Really, because there's no hakuna standard.
There's no formula.
Just throw in what you got.
I think the only formula is just brown meat toa.
That's it.
Don't they set it aside?
No, they actually just throw in whatever else that they're cooking.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once you put in our water, not many waters. Shout out to all the Jerry's in the house. You don't put a whole bowser of water. Just a little
a.k.a. Bowser is fancy for mutungi.
No, Bowser is the rore.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, my English is quite...
We're going to actually go into that in a bit. But yeah, so once you put in a bit of water, the lid is closed and the contents are left to simmer. Then the jury is out whether you should stir it or not. Some people say don't stir at all until it's ready. Some cooks will allow you to stir from time to time, but it's highly frowned upon, as it will now create a stew where everything is just together and everything tastes the same. So that's why they like to, just leave it as it is. And so when you're done, you remove it and you serve. And people enjoy talking while this thing cooks, because it cooks for a while. It will not be at now.
Makes sense.
So it'll cook for quite a while. Right. And now let's localize it a bit. Pilau njeri. First off, shout out to our folks from the central part of Kenya.
Indeed.
For creating the loveliness that is pilau njeri. We actually really enjoy it.
Yes, we do.
As much as people try to knock it,
people hate what they love.
Absolutely, because they don't know how to make it.
They don't know how to make it. Yeah, human beings are like that. We don't understand it. We hate it, but damn, it's good.
And me personally, speaking as myself, speaking as a Reumac, mimi napenda sana. I really love pilau njeri. Why? Because it's simple.
Yes.
All you need is your rice, your potatoes, your peas, your carrots.
Yeah.
You can throw in a bit of nyama, but then that just doesn't make it an authentic pilau njeri, because authentic pilau njeri shouldn't have.
But if you have a bit of garam masala,
yes,
you distract people there, kidogo.
You have to have the roiko.
Oh, indeed.
You have to have the roiko.
Indeed. Dude, the dufu must be.
Yeah, it has to be.
Rojo,
and then now once you've put in your roiko, then now you come with depending on where you're from, either a cup of water, cup or two, or a whole truckload.
It's for the numbers, man. This guy's figured it out.
Yeah, of course. It's food that will feed the masses, right?
Yes.
It's, again, communal food, right?
Yes.
And once the good thing is that once you've thrown all that in the pot and it's all started to come together, you funika and you're done. Now you wait for the food to be ready.
Yeah, you go watch.
You can go and
Selena on TV or something.
Drink your thing or bigger stories or it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's why pilau njeri makes sense, right? Absolutely.
Yes.
Does it make sense?
It sometimes it can be it's either a hit or a miss. I've experienced.
Do tell about these experiences. Which is a pilau njeri that you enjoyed? Let's start with that.
First of all,
Mashakuras.
They're not always pilaus.
No.
Right? Because I feel like if we say pilau, guys already have this notion of there's rice in the mix.
Of course. Yes, it's mashakuras. It's mashakuras.
Pilau njeri is one of the mashakuras.
One of the many mashakuras
that the lovely people from Jerry's family have blessed us with.
It's everybody though. It's not just Njeri though. It's everybody.
Well, indeed. The daughters of Mobe.
All of them.
Indeed.
Yes. So yeah, which one is a Mashakura that you enjoyed?
Oh yeah. Once upon a time when I was still an engineer.
Same as story. What's a man?
See that's consequently how the story starts. He started how once upon a
story
time.
Come before when your shots were still long shots.
So anyway, so I was in the heart of Embu and working on a biodigester on a very hot sunny day.
Oh yes.
You know how tufts of grass can just be blowing past you, dust in the eyes. So I was hungry.
That sounds like the wild west. The
It
wild
was a
west.
wild place. Anyway, so I mean, anyway, so I was hungry.
Yes.
In my overall, so I was up pondering. Ay, maze hapa sasa. You know how you want just to go to a kibanda and ponder a nice chapo and dondo, because I don't know how those guys make that stuff.
That's a fantastic one.
Yo, it's hot, but do not catch chapo dondo. So client was like, fret not, I got you, my brother. She pops into the kitchen, like a nice makeshift mabati kitchen like this, but the 3-stone cooker was up on je.
Okay.
Sufuria black like the night.
That's what's up.
But it's shiny on the inside.
That's how you know it's a good one.
It's been in honor life. So anyway, we sit around outside the kitchen. Nini. She opens the sufuria. Nice smell of nduma slaps your face.
Yeah.
I'm like, nduma in like this hot sun.
How? Ay. Really?
Akaleta maji kwanza, of course. Some for you to drink, some for her to put in the food.
That's how it starts.
I was like, hey, okay. Then she packos the food. This thing had Nduma's a.k.a. arrowroot.
Yes.
It had potatoes, kamakao.
Of course.
I mean...
Yeah, that's the standard. That's the base. That's the base.
Yeah, that's like, the guy has to be there. Minjis, of course, had to also be in there. Carrots, perfect. I think there were like 6 nyamas, just to...
6 to... Just
you know, you guys, what up?
Just to lie.
Tuko hapa pia sisi ya nini flavorings, nini. What else did it have? Minji, carrots, of course, gigantic vitungus. And that's why I think that somebody was just cutting those vitungus with a panga. When you cut onions with a panga, there's no precision.
No. Just to chunks. Just to chunks.
Chop. Chop. So it had a lot of that. So I was a bit skeptical, but I was hungry.
I hear you. And it's always when you're really hungry, man.
I was so hungry.
I hear you.
And the slap, I think it's because I hadn't had ndumas in like a very long time.
Okay.
So the smell of ndumas just made me...
mouth watering.
Being the lunja I am, because ndumas and tea go together.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Kuna kachai kana kam. It's like Pavlov's
dog.
Wekanga chai. But yeah, so we served the stuff, the dish. And the interesting part, it had soup.
But?
It was rojo, it was thick.
Aha! Okay, that's thick. What made the difference then.
Yeah.
That's what made the difference.
Probably, yeah. Probably that's why it made it very... Because it wasn't just boil everything.
No.
I think they took time and she was frying things.
Okay.
And of course, Royco came through because I found beads of Royco. You know how you eat food and then the Royco did not dissolve. So just pataka Royco over here.
Beads
and then
of Royco.
You kula, and then boom, there's an explosion in your mouth. It's like, what was that?
Yeah.
I think it was intentional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I enjoyed that meal. While
absolutely.
I had 3 plates.
Wow.
And it went beyond me being hungry. I was just like, how the heck did you do this? Because the carrots were melting in my mouth.
So like that really, I think it was using a fire.
It was fire with kunis.
Firewood, right?
Kunis,
firewood.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with it.
Really?
There's also like a smokiness that comes in.
Okay.
And but firewood tends to burn a lot hotter than your average gas fire.
Yeah, that's true actually.
So
but how did the carrots maintain their form for them to melt in my tongue?
It's a wonder.
That was the most beautiful mashakura I'd ever had in my life. And I thought because I looked at it, I was like, this seems simple enough. I can go whip this up in my boudoir.
Did you try?
The failure. Guys, you need to understand that ndumas and potatoes in the same pot.
I think the thing with mashakuras especially is that you shouldn't think too much about it. I think that's the whole idea.
There's no recipe.
Like, don't think too much about it. Just
boil viasis for 5 minutes.
Throw things. I think that's how it works. Because if you try, I'm going to make a one-pot meal. That's how that thing will last. It'll not work. It'll not work.
Oh man,
it'll not at all. So I think that's the whole idea. Something interesting I found out about one-pot meals is that in Nazi Germany, the Nazis actually made Germans eat one-pot meals on Sundays. Every Sunday lunch.
Why?
It was a thing. It was a campaign. It was a campaign that they were trying to make everybody feed and clothe veterans and the poor, then share their food.
Interesting.
So part of that was now making telling everybody to have a simple meal so that whatever they would have, used can help some people somewhere. So it actually started in October 1933. Very big campaign so that people could eat one pot meal, and the government at the time actually even gave recipes, right? So they gave Irish stew, pea soup, macaroni Milanese, which is like mac and cheese, right? But with ham.
It's in so Germany. It's so messed up.
It's so weird. And it became quite popular. People actually enjoyed the challenge of finding a meal that could fit the bill, right?
What?
And it raised hundreds and thousands of Reichsmarks for charity. And it spawned cookbooks and recipes in the magazines and the newspapers. And, it became a whole thing. It was supposed to symbolize the Nazi creation of one people. And that's enough talk about Nazis. Let's talk about something else, right?
I was growing a mustache. It's like,
Chinese hot pots are actually Mashakura.
Really?
But what is a Chinese hot pot? It's just soup stock and then you throw in whatever it is on the table, right?
Oh.
So those are Mashakuras.
Uncle Roger would not be very happy.
I'd love to see Uncle Roger's take on a hot pot, though.
Interesting,
I would. And, I've been watching the Best Ever Food Review Show.
Which one?
It's called the Best Ever Food Review Show.
The Best Ever Food Show.
It's called the Best Ever Food Review Show.
Okay.
And this guy he's been going around mostly Asia for the past couple of years, just eating, right? And a very
lucky bastard.
I know, right? A very common food that he's been eating is the hot pot, right? So it's just broth, probably pork broth, which there's actually one or two places where the broth has been boiled for years. All they do is just keep on adding more meat.
Yeah, Ribiki.
Because it's kept boiling. It's never off. They don't switch the fire off.
That's a lot of work.
They don't switch the fire off ever. So it just keeps boiling.
Keep boiling through,
and they'll throw in some stock bones and
that thing must be rich.
Absolutely, you cannot find another one like that one. So like they'll spoon for you like two of those ones, put it in an init. Then now you add in your ingredients. So whether it's mushrooms or your potatoes, egg dumplings, tofu, seafood, whatever it is that you'd want.
Yeah.
And it's called a hot pot, right? So that is Mashakura.
Indeed.
It is the definition of Mashakura.
Is ramen Mashakura? I feel like
ramen, not really. Unless it's in a hot pot.
Stock.
Unless it's in a hot pot. Ramen is ramen. Ramen is ramen.
No. I mean, I feel like they just add the noodles on top of a stock.
But like this
that has eggs and mushrooms.
You make sense. Yeah. But I'm like, isn't it just ramen?
What is it's the Mashakura is called ramen.
If you know what ramen is, please put it in the comments of our YouTube channel. Search Matamu 2 and can tell us, and I'll explain it in the Matamu Extra. Me, I say that ramen is not Mashakura.
He's in denial, guys.
And he doesn't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Let's let it.
Can I ask a question then? What makes Mashakura or a casserole or a hot pot just a one pot meal? Is it the presence of fire or everything in one?
It's everything
pot?
in one.
Alright, let's look at ramen.
Yes,
Let's look at ramen quick fast. The dishes, I don't know what those are called. The bowls that they come in.
Yes.
Already have the broth.
The broth in it.
Pork or what and what. And
then you add in your eggs.
Then you add
your
the vegetable things, and then you throw in
your ramen.
the noodle things, right? All in one pot, and then you can cover that pot, right? Because some of them come with the porcelain lids. Just let it sit.
You're making sense. However, I don't
trust me.
I don't. Me personally.
Guys, Reumac is in denial. Please do
Straight
send your
up
donations to
denial.
this number here.
Anyway, now let's go into my favorite part. My favorite part of this podcast
Which
is
I do not know.
the guest questions. Woohoo!
Oh, so I ask you questions.
No, guest
Then
questions.
why are they guest questions?
Because they're questions for the guests.
No guests, then people questions. Or hosts
This guy is
questions.
not going to be reinvited into this. I'm sorry. I'm
People
not
love
going to invite him again.
People
I'm not going to invite you again. You have too many.
Vote for Paddy.
Too many questions.
Fire away, man.
So here's a question. If I was to give you two options, right?
Hi.
You throw everything in a pot, right?
Yeah.
And whatever you have thrown into that pot
Okay.
is exactly what you'll eat. Again, it'll be the enduring stew. It'll all you eat for the rest of your life.
Every day, every time.
Every single meal, every single day for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Was to give you the option of either chicken or beef. Which one would you throw into that pot?
Beef.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You don't feel like you get tired of that?
No. You see, the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
beef, I feel like I could do more with beef than I can do with chicken.
But it's whatever you throw into that pot is exactly what you're going to eat. Like, it's not that you're going to vary it. It's going to be just that.
So when we say beef, we're talking about different cuts of beef. Or-
No. Exactly what you throw into that pot.
So
is
that
what you're
same
going to
goes
eat
for chicken. If you're giving me chicken and just giving me drumsticks, I'm just going to have to endure drumsticks for the
rest of your life.
Beef.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not your
Interesting.
kawaida luya.
I was angling for that. I was like, what?
Nah, bro.
Muluya ina gani?
No,
Muluya
because
ina gani?
I've experimented with chicken, and this beef to me is, and I'm not a tier chef or anything, but beef for my level of cooking is more versatile to me than chicken is.
I
Yes.
get you. Okay, that makes sense.
I enjoy beef stock. Naeza kunywa supu ya beef compared to supu ya kuku.
Okay. Sawa, you make sense, but okay, fine. But your people.
What? I have no people.
Right now, your people are like,
I have
"You
no
don't
people.
like us."
No, right now they're like, finally, we are now being relieved from this yoke.
Waluya ingeni kwa comments bana.
Nah, but really, I mean, beef stock is, to me, beef is more versatile than chicken.
Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, second question. Which is your favorite dough sauce? Okay, so let me explain what a dough sauce is, right?
Please.
You know how the fridge door you'll always have
right.
mustard, ketchup, soy sauce, and mayonnaise, and sometimes you will make a dough sauce, which is just whatever you find on the dough and put it together to make a sauce. Which is your favorite dough sauce?
So do I explain how I make it, or just,
yes, please?
I combine mustard seeds, not the mustard sauce. The mustard seeds. There's I buy them from Carrefour. Do I need to?
No, it's okay.
So Carrefour has these mustard seeds that they've soaked in vinegar. That's very, what's the word? Astringent.
Mustardy?
No, you know how you take it and then your tongue just becomes watery.
Oh, yes.
So there's that, the mustard seeds. I'd combine that with a bit of barbecue sauce and crushed bell peppers. The male ones. Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Dude, that's a nice dip.
This guy is gourmet. Allah.
Gourmet.
Allah.
I watched anime one day and became gourmet immediately.
Food was?
My man.
That's the one.
Shoku,
Makes
sorry,
us all
for us
happy.
guys. Shokugeki no Soma.
Okay, sorry, Baz.
Food was is good though.
Yes. Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds
you should
very
try
interesting.
It, man. You should try it.
I really should.
Blend the female bell peppers, not the male.
Not the
ones.
males. How do you know the females and the males?
Females are even, males are odd.
Okay, that just
Oh, sorry. So female bell peppers. If you look, I call it the bum bum, not where the stalk, where the fruit was connected to the tree. The
other
bum
side.
bum is the other side.
The other side.
If it has 3 or any odd number of bumps, that's male. Yes, and if it has 4, it's female.
Okay.
So you can eat the females raw, and then the males taste better after you cook them.
You cook them.
Yeah.
I think the same can be said of human beings. But anyway.
I was really trying to veer from that direction, guys. I tried. But yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Sense. This is a standard question for all of our guests. What's
Sauce.
been your go-to pandemic recipe?
Wait, for baking, cooking, or food?
Just go to.
Chicken curry.
Said the person right now who said that beef is more versatile.
Yeah, you asked me which one I'd have for a life, but chicken curry to me is my go-to because it's quick, it's easy to make because it's just chicken breasts and a coconut sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not want to eat that every day.
No.
If you give me beef now, I can do different things every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think you've also just redeemed yourself with your people, so I'm sure they're happy.
No. For those who have tasted my chicken curry, you know what the heck I'm talking about.
So, Paddy's going to share with us his recipe for the dough sauce, as well as his favorite chicken curry
No,
recipe.
I'm not.
Yes, you're going to.
I'm not getting paid. Hey, this is experiment.
You're going to do it for the love of the podcast. Thank you.
I love the podcast, much love, but I ain't giving nobody for free.
Okay, and we're going to actually share 1 or 2 of those recipes on our Matamu Extra and in our show notes. So now, Paddy, tell us, what are you getting up to?
In terms of food?
No, in your life, man.
My life is interesting. I am old now. I have come to terms with that.
It's a good thing.
Because I ruptured my Achilles tendons.
Oh no.
Both of them actually.
Yikes.
But not at the same time. That would be very weird.
Very, very, very weird.
Yeah, so I ruptured my Achilles tendon, so I'm off basketball for a while.
Oh shucks.
I know, right? God damn it. Now I'm just stuck to watching guys on TV. But yeah, so I'm cycling since the pandemic hit, being a photographer and everything. Things just went.
There was really no work.
Yeah,
none at all.
So as guys were doing what guys used to bake banana bread.
Banana bread.
I was like,
banana bread, and the one that you were making into a lace, like a thingy.
What is
thingy? That? Moving on swiftly.
So yeah, but now things are picking up, which is good. Working on a couple of things.
Okay.
Working on animation, working on my life.
That's
essentially
okay. That's
just interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing much.
Nothing
really.
much.
Nothing much.
We're going to share with you the links to Paddy's social media pages. You can go and follow him as he's doing his nothing much, and it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that is the end of this banter, because this one has just been banter. Wasafi. Thank you so much, Paddy, for joining us on the Matamu podcast.
Asante sana kunihavi here.
And thank you, dear listener, for coming along with us even as we bantered and had no form of script or anything for today. And please make sure you are following our podcast on your favorite podcast player. You can go onto YouTube, follow, subscribe, like, share. Tell everybody about the Matamu podcast. That's how we make a very good community of cookers and cookies and cookers and cookies.
This guy just called everybody a Ramtons. What?
To all my Ramtons out there, let's go make some Mashakuras and have fun, guys.